Now to the economy. The September unemployment figures are out. 103,000 jobs were added, but the total includes 45,000 Verizon workers who were rehired after going on strike. The Labor Department counted those as job gains, but the nation's unemployment rate remains at 9.1% for the third consecutive month. For the last 3 years, the rate has averaged 9.3%. So, is it possible that this could be the new normal? Joining us now to dig further into the jobs picture is Jack Otter. He's the executive editor of CBSMoneyWatch.com. Thanks for being with us, Jack.
Great to be here.
All right, let's go over these numbers one more time. So we added 103,000 new jobs for the month of September. Not too bad, but when you look at it on the whole, I understand in order to get to pre-recession levels, we have to add some 250,000 jobs per month for the next 2.5 years. Is that right?
Exactly. Even if we could get to that number far, far from where we are now, we wouldn't have full employment until 2016. Now, you actually need 125,000 jobs just to keep up with population growth. Now, we were actually there in the private sector on Friday. We added 137,000 jobs over the last month. But government lost 34,000 jobs. And that's another story that's going on here. Since 2008, the government has lost more than 500,000 jobs at the federal, state, and local level. So even as the private sector just doesn't have the demand to keep up with job growth, government firing means that it's even worse than it would be otherwise.
So can we even get to that level of 250,000 jobs per month for the next 2.5 years?
Here is the basic problem that I actually don't think most people understand. For decades, consumers were spending a little bit more money than they had. They were using their credit cards, they're treating their houses as ATMs. So demand was here. When the crash came, we realized that was debt fuel demand. It really didn't exist. Demand is now about here. That difference, that's unemployment. And until we can grow demand organically without using our houses as ATMs, we're not going to get back to where we need to be.
So you're saying unemployment, high unemployment, in fact, is here to stay?
It really, for some time, for quite a few years. Eventually we will catch up. I mean, one great example is housing. Of course, housing is a huge drag on the economy, but we're only building about half as many houses as we were back in the boom days of 2005. Eventually, we're going to realize we're not building enough houses. There's going to be more demand. That's going to bring people back to work banging nails. But it just takes time to get there.
Any particular fields where we might see these new jobs?
Well, we're becoming a service economy. I mean, this has been happening for a long time. Healthcare is the most obvious service. There's a demographic trend. More people are getting older, going to need healthcare. And if the Affordable Care Act comes online, that's 30 million people who suddenly have healthcare, a lot of primary care physicians and nurses to take care of those people.
What about seasonal hiring? Is that going to boost the numbers?
Well, you know, the problem with seasonal hiring is after the season ends, it's over. I mean, the retailers are saying they actually expect to hire more people this holiday season, which is great news. Macy's is going to hire 75,000 people. And some of these jobs do translate into full-time jobs. Toys R Us said 10% of last year's holiday workers are now full-time employees. But it's all incremental gains. It's moving in the right direction, but way too slowly.
I want to get back to something that you were talking about earlier, and that's government debt. Is that really weighing down this jobs market?
In many ways. First of all, there's the psychological thing. I mean, over and over again on television, on our website, in the newspaper, you hear about this deficit, so everyone knows this overhang is there. It also means the government has less dry powder. Well, the way it should work is that in good times, the government runs a surplus so that in bad times it can spend money to prime the pump until things turn around again. Right now, with a deficit of $1.3 trillion, the government just doesn't have that much to spend. Plus, there's obvious political gridlock. So economists say actually it'd be better to run a little more of a deficit right now to get us out. But clearly, the way Washington's going, that's not going to happen.
It's a bleak picture, but hopefully we can stay positive. Next time, can you come back with some positive news?
We'll get some good news next time.
All right. Jack Otter, thanks for being with us.